Hello, welcome back to Defender's Quest. Let's play Defender's Quest. And we just did what looked like the final battle, but it might be moving on. Congratulations, you can now start a new adventure with your old party, face mutant enemies with new abilities, infuse your equipment with amazing powers, and stock your library with many new books. Engage in numerous side quests with additional cutscenes in the story. Unlock developer commentary. Translate Etzli-Tenoch's speech. Meet new characters and so much more. Go to the save screen, select New Game Plus on your old save. You can return to your regular game at any time. So that is it. Oh, he shatters into a million pieces. Unfortunately, this means Zelemir's over there. And I don't consider... Oh, he dies. Interesting. Azra, the pit is collapsing. How long can we stay in this halfway world? Not long. If one of these falling boulders crushes me, we're all dead. Wait, if I send Zelemir to the other world, maybe I can send all of us, all the way to the other side? Thanks, but I'd rather get squished in the collapse. No. It can work either direction. I can send us back out of the pit, but still in our world. Well, you'd better hurry up and do it, because things are... Oh. Way to go, Azra! Does anybody here know about stuff like keeping limbs attached? Because my arm kind of feels like it wants to not be a part of me anymore. Please, I did that to both my arms when I was 10, and I still won the fight with a series of well-timed kicks and a hidden knife attached to the tip of my shoe. Bam! Shoe knife, sucker! Bet you didn't see that coming! Or anything else for that matter, you know, because you just got your eyeballs kicked out by a 10-year-old with a shoe knife. Is there something wrong with me? My arm is still broken. Right! That should do for now. We'll have to sling and splint it and maybe construct some sort of hidden broken arm knife in a minute. But first, what are we going to do with all these people? There's thousands of them. We've got a whole army to feed. The local nomads aren't going to trade for scrap. You mortals. I command you to take these disgusting mortal baubles. They stink of your kind. They have no place among the gods. Thank you. What? You misunderstand me, mortal. That was a command. Remove these offensive items at once. Of course, mighty one. So, what will you do now? I have had enough of mortal doings for quite some time. I shall return to my own kind. I must find a mate to teach my children. These crippled wings cannot pass on the glories of flight. Farewell, great one. May you always feel the fire's warmth. And to you. I misjudged you, child of fire. Did she just? Well, we won't be starving, that's for sure. We discussed for days. Nomad caravans gladly trade food for our gold. Various leaders among the refugees are heard, but everyone's too glad to be alive to argue. It is still strange to breathe free air. Finally, all are in agreement. Are you returning with us, Elder? I do not know. It is bittersweet joy to see this day. I never intended to live this long. Perhaps your redemption is found not in a single moment, but in an entire lifetime. You are wise beyond your years, Azra. There is still much suffering and chaos in the world, and as such, ample opportunity for the Selenium. What of you, Azra? Can you return to the library? My old life in the library is a welcome refuge from these adventures. And while it is strange to live without my powers, I'm glad to feel like myself once again. Yes, I had always wondered where the strange abilities had come from. I believe when Etzli-Tenoch tried to corrupt you, he poured a little of his spirit into you. In refusing corruption, you used his own power against him. Now he is dead, and his magic dies with him. It is strange, but I'm not sad to see it go. At this point, simple life is an unimaginable luxury. May we all see such luxuries, but I keep you too long. You have much journeying to do. Farewell, Azra, till such time as we meet again. May it be soon and often, Elder. Reverend Elder, I owe you so much. If you would accept but tokens of my gratitude, Rena, your people need that treasure far more than I. Then accept my invitation. Come see us when the halls of fire burn once again. Perhaps the wisdom of your Selenat will please the cosmic flame. I would be honored, daughter of fire. I must take my leave now. The way of Selenat calls me to the suffering, but we shall meet again. Farewell, Reverend Elder. May you always feel the flames warmth. Azra. Rena, are you sure you will be fine without us? I fear for your safety without the might of Quaid amongst your rakes. It is a long way to Ash. Bandits, wolves, or perhaps a slight breeze could demolish you. And what of you? You no longer have any powers either. I am a Quaid princess, born with blade in hand. I have practiced the arts of war my entire life. And though the frost was useful, I am glad to see it gone from my heart. We shall bring glory to the flame as we always have, with sword and bow and strength of arm. I and the rest of my people shall return to our homes. We will find what is left of our world and build a greater one on top of it. It is good to see you haven't changed a bit, my friend. May you find luck in all your endeavors. And you as well, friend of the flame. And may we meet again. Farewell. Farewell. Yo! So what are your plans, Slack? Will you return with us to Ash? Are you kidding me? A life of wealth and luxury? Not while there's still killing to be done. I've been talking to some of the nomad refugees, and they tell me that there's a monster in the far north called the Eye of the Rock. He's got like 7 heads, and each one with 7 eyes. I've never decapitated something with 7 heads. Plus, from there, I can head a little east and beat the snot out of some more of those blood cultist punks. That'd be cool. I only need 3 more of their blood-soaked cloaks to finish my magnificent turban of violence. I'm glad to see you have a plan. But look at me, talking when there's acts of random violence to be committed. Keep in touch. I think I'm almost going to miss him. Hey, I thought you were leaving with the nomads. No, I decided not to. There's a whole world out there, and maybe some other Geika survived. If so, they're going to need all the help they can get. Or maybe I'll just, wander for a bit. I think Slack is looking for adventure. Really, he makes a tolerable comrade in arms, and he does owe me money. He went that way. Thanks, Azra. So, Slack and head up anytime. Lady, Marcos? The Ash refugees are ready to leave when you are. What about you, Marcos? You want to go back to the capital? These are my people. Besides, my debt still binds me, lady. I will accompany you until I may repay it. Your debt is paid, friend. I release you from your word. Then may I accompany you as a friend? There are many dangers on the road. All of us would be glad to have you. I would be glad to be with you. It will seem strangely boring to travel without something trying to kill us every other step. I bet that Tipsy Tiger song would help pass the time. Nice try. But I'm afraid I'll be far too busy no longer being indebted to you, and therefore never having to listen to such inane suggestions again. Really? Because I have a whole list of inane suggestions. Seeing as we won't be enjoying the Tipsy Tiger song, I thought I might as well start going through them to entertain myself. 1. Stop wearing that purple skirt thingy. I was doing the purple skirt thing before you, and it looks way better on me. Hey! 2. How small sugar gliders in your sideburns, because hey, who doesn't like sugar gliders? They could attack people to irritate you. Name the sugar gliders righty and lefty, but keep them on opposite sideburns to confuse your enemies. You have spent way too long around Slack. By the way, I've got a couple hundred of these, so it's going to be a very long walk to Ash. Oh, I'm a tipsy tiger. Okay, now on one foot and in falsetto. Okay, so that's Defender's Quest, Valley of the Forgotten. And these are the credits. It's a decent game. There's a Defender's Quest 2 out. It's in a completely separate world setting, but there is a Defender's Quest 2 out. I do like the. You got to see the original art at the beginning of the Let's Play, and I like the upgrade with the Deluxe. I've never done the New Game Plus yet, and apparently there's new story to be had in there. Might end up doing that. Might not. Probably not on this Let's Play. I am going to go ahead and read the pull out the journals and read those. I haven't read those yet. Alpha 6 Thomas, Digital Haven. Z Jang, Tile and Overworld Art. Legacy. Oh, they did the tile art. They did the legacy version. Oh, sprite art, legacy sprite art. Okay. I could go over here and hit skip, but I don't think I'm going to. Additional sound design from David and Goliath. And crappy Apple recharged cable is not working again. There we go. Testing volunteers, the legacy. I will eat your cat! Destral. Stop kicking me out of the game. Steam Wrap, code libraries. Let's see. Save file test submitters legacy. There are save files? Is that it? Is that it? Do I have to hit skip? I guess. Okay, so we're gonna go look at what bonus goodies. Ha ha ha. No, okay. Oh no, I've already done that. Oh no. I already got that. Okay, start. So, now, the reason why this Azra is higher level than this Azra is because I went through and perfected more of the, I completed more of the different games. Because on this one I pretty much just went straight towards I went back and completed some of the old stuff before, but you notice this one's only 7 hours 47 minutes. And this one's 21 hours and 14 minutes. So I spent a lot of time going back and playing the older stuff. But I am going to go ahead and hit play. A winner is you. Complete the standard game. I could go to this. But I'm going to go ahead and pull out this. We haven't read this. Where am I? I'm probably mad, but nonetheless I shall attempt to record the events that are unfolding before my eyes. Azra Livar. I'm not actually going to read the entire thing. I'm going to put it up here, and you can pause it to read it. I know for certain that I contracted the plague and ravages of that I, like the other victims, was taken. Before me stood another victim. Then there appeared a glorious throne, seated on it, man such as I have never seen before. He was every bit of him golden. My body leapt. It was no language. My body leapt to its command. veins strained as if the blood would burst from my body and rush to join him. My heart races just to think of it. Slack. When I come to write about Slack, I find I must leave behind the austere language of the capital and adopt a vernacular more fitting the subject. Slack is a dumbass. He is an ass who is also dumb. What he lacks in intellect he makes up for in smell. If two burning dung heaps could mate, I guess I will read it, and sire offspring, their putrid progeny would quail at the stench that emanates from Slack's uncovered armpits. Indeed, the animate corpses that stalk us are each an exquisite perfume by comparison. But Slack is more than just a pretty face. He also possesses a most winning personality I can only describe as pants-on-head insane. Yesterday he argued for 15 minutes with a rock he stubbed his toe on. And he lost. Truly, I am blessed to travel in such company. Day 3 Addendum. In the interest of fairness, I must admit that he is also the bravest man I have ever seen. His whole body is a web of battle scars, though I am somewhat less impressed when I remember that he refuses to wear any sort of clothing or armor on his torso. I suppose the bottom line is this: he is both an intolerable buffoon and a shockingly competent warrior, and I am begrudgingly happy to have him with me. Aww, I love you too! XOXOXOXO! Also, apparently he can read and write. Where on earth did this bloodthirsty drifter get an education? P.S. If you ever steal my journal again, I will brain you in your sleep. I do not sleep! I merely flex laying down. It works my glutes. Okay. Night 3, second addendum. Okay, for the record, Slack sleeps naked. All attempts at revenge will take place during the day from now on. And no, those scars don't stop at the waistline. What? You think Khan and Teresa wouldn't fight too? I hate you. Okay, prison. 3 days ago, I had thought this pit a prison. Now I find that even in hell there is always worse. The man holding us is named Ozamal Kaz. He is cruel, petty, loathsome human being. How a fellow countryman could become so irredeemably warped is beyond my comprehension. I would expect this from the Quaid, who have spent the last 2 decades refining their cruelty on the eastern provinces. Even the most ruthless of nomad chieftains would temper his blood rage more than this degenerate. And from the capital by his accent, this monster grew up in the shadow of the temple itself. I sit here with his other captives, taken indiscriminately, bandits and brigands, men, women, children, Ash, nomad, Quaid, all awaiting death at the hands of this man. Day and night we hear the continuous groans of his kept revenant, a deafening cacophony punctuated only by the dying screams of his latest victim. Excuse me. And here I am, incapable of anything. If I were only in the Colosseum with these hapless victims, they would at least stand a fighting chance. For all his bravado, Ozamal seems to hesitate to execute me a second time. Perhaps Ozamal fears to lose too many of his kept revenant. They cannot be easy to capture or maintain, and his petty empire seems to require them to keep his vassals in check. The words of my mysterious helper echo constantly in my mind. Ozamal wishes to demonstrate my skills to a man in red. Who is this man in red, and who is this mysterious stranger so intent on saving me? Why am I of any importance? In this torrent of questions, I am certain of one thing. I have so far only engaged in violence against those already dead. But if I ever get my hands at Ozamal, this policy will be subject to change. Let's see. Oh, the halfway world. Halfway world is the best my feeble words can do to describe the place I find myself in and draw others to. Once when I was very young, I nearly drowned swimming in the shallows of the Keble. It is the only experience I can draw any parallels to. There is the same panic, the same breathless agony as my heart tries to tear itself out of my chest. But this time the Father's hand will not drag me to safety. There is no shore to cling to, only the moment of death stretching for an eternity. The mechanics of how I arrive in this place are beyond my understanding. All I know is that I go there when I need to be. Once there, I can feel out my fellows, not with any sight, but in the same way that I am aware of my limbs without looking at them. I merely know that they are there and call on them with the strength that I have. This strength is little, and I exercise these powers with the feebleness of an infant moving his body, but it is enough to save my life. As much as I loathe journeying into this terrible halfway world, it is certainly better than the fate I would face without it. Okay, actually, we're running out of time on this video. There are a lot here. You can, you do have this. Oh, there's an epilogue. Let me look at Aketa. I think the thing that I like most about Aketa is that she smells like goats. I mean, it's a hard choice with all the winning traits like rampant immaturity, constant belittling comments, dim-witted sarcasm, a penchant for petty theft, and horrific eating habits. But when you share a tent with someone, it's the pungent scent of goats that stands above the rest. Some nights a cross breeze whistles through the mince of camp, bearing on its airy arms the unmistakable smell of slack. The resulting medley of aromas can only be described as ambrosial. It is on these nights that I actually get the best sleep, as my body seems to choose unconsciousness over attempting to comprehend the aromatic stimuli confronting its senses. Last night, Keto woke me yelling a nomad. At first I thought perhaps she was dreaming of the destruction we so recently witnessed, images which continued to haunt my own waking mind. However, as I summed up my meager command of the nomad language, I realized that the cry roughly translated to, "Woman of questionable moral quality, he is mine." Having delivered this somewhat confusing message, she then ripped out a handful of my hair, stuffed it under her pillow, and promptly fell asleep again. Keta has been uncharacteristically apologetic, even going so far as to show me how to braid horsehair into my own to mask the bald spot. She claims that she has no idea what dream prompted the outburst. I remain unconvinced. Okay. Oh, the Day 8 addendum. Okay. Burning of woman of questionable moral quality. Okay. I have been no stranger to death. The last 9 months of plague in the capital have stripped away whatever childish ignorance my privileged position had afforded me on the subject. But I have never before seen such a violent destruction. Even the corpse fires outside the temple gates pale in comparison. I have no words. I understand now something of our enemy's nature. Okay, I'm going to stop this video and start another one.